Hey fellas, Onus here, and welcome back to With a Y, and it's time for your weekly Invincible Brain Rot update. I have this, whatever this is for you.
I'm a strawberry.
Okay, that was actually kind of a smokescreen for those who are not caught up. I'm just gonna give you the spoiler warning now. We're gonna be like spoiling everything Season 4, Episode 7 Invincible up to this point, because this week's topic of conversation has been Thragg. Ever since this character was introduced like in the trailers and like we just saw like a hint of like how insane he might get, and the way that the fans who have read the comics, myself included, and I'm gonna be trying to avoid any like spoilers for like future content that hasn't been adapted yet, they've been talking about him like a menace, and then like a lot of people just thought that in like Season 4, Episode 6, he was just kind of getting bitched out. And then Episode 7 immediately clobbered that, just took all the fraud allegations off the table. He is by far the strongest in the verse right now, and it's kind of insane how wide of a margin there is. I have never seen a bigger turnaround for a character as quickly as it happened with Thragg, from everything to like his ability to scrap to like the actual voice actor's performance as the character. Here's a 5x4 stretched edit of like just the highlights from 3 LKLR.
I choose death!
I will say, for comic readers like me, like we knew it was coming, considering that the comics in the show get changed. Like things get added, things get removed. Like the Nolan and Thragg conversation getting added, and like Thragg trying to level with him, where it's like, listen, man, if you just come back, we'll forgive everything. It's fine. Just fucking, there's just like 3 of us left, please. There's just so much character motivation oozing out of the motherfucker. So like when he makes truly rage-filled decisions and just decides to go on the murder spree, just full commit to it, like it's hard to deny. I've been collecting true gifts involving Thragg for like the last 4 days. There's a lot of them, man, because like when you get scenes like the scenes we got, it's just really hard not to put Morgan Freeman macros on top of them. I'm a big fan of this one where the false Morgan Freeman tries to punch the maybe Morgan Freeman and turns into the true Morgan Freeman. If you guys have watched the episode, which if you're this far in the video, I assume you have, like Invincible is running away from Thragg trying to fucking kill him, and one of my favorite community inside jokes is the Immortal being more powerful than he is, like just being the strongest in the verse, because he is just so explainably, visually, obviously washed that it's like, let's just pretend he's fucking goated. The same shit they're doing with Paul. Yeah, the Viltrumites are going to Earth like at the end of Episode 7, but like Paul's there, man. He's gonna take care of business. All the Viltrumites are gonna be dead. The war is gonna be over by the time that Nolan, Mark, and Oliver get back there. Thragg punched Nolan 1 time and that dude flew for 5 minutes straight. We really need to watch this clip. I'm being so serious. Never in all my days have I seen a motherfucker wind up his palms so hard it literally starts to pull you in. I feel like in fiction, you see a lot of things said and depicted as like things burning up as they re-enter orbit on Earth or like any planet. I can't actually name one depiction of like a guy going out of orbit and then having the same kind of heat blasting that you do as you're coming back in. And the straight up air bending he was doing at the start, it's like, how do you even describe this, man? Like, why did this pull Nolan in when he was able to resist the pull of a black hole? These are all concerns that are only things I thought of after I watched the episodes and saw discussion of it on Twitter. It didn't take me out of the experience at all. And I think there's some genuine criticisms you can make about the internal verse power scaling of Invincible as a show. At the end of the day, like when I was watching, I just didn't give a shit. It fucking rocked. Based on vibes alone, this back is fucking crazy from Thragg, and it looked cool. So you expect me to be like super mad about it? He can do that? Sure, man. He was doing crazy shit in space. No one can stand up to him. I think the other main scene that was just absolutely absurd to see regarding Thragg that made people realize, fuck, wait, he actually has the sauce, was Mark getting his actual first go around at the guy and Thragg just straight up inviting it. He didn't dodge, he didn't block, he didn't like defend himself. He's just like, okay, let's see what you're made of. Dude, Dude, that was the shot from the trailer that had people actually cheesing. Oh my god, dude, he's a literal demon. Those are some of the most insane impact frames I've ever seen. All to be for nothing. The sonic boom is behind his head, and this dude has his head down like he's in prayer in the middle of Sunday Mass. A lot of people have brought up the Conquest about the SWAT Oliver out of the air, like the bug that motherfucker is, as like mogging the dude, but like I always like giggled at it because the size difference like was just so out of scale with how they're depicted in the rest of the show. And Thragg is smaller than Conquest, but Conquest is fucking terrified of Thragg, and then you just have him like taking shit on not the chin but the forehead that would have had Conquest unable to chew. There's just like so many animation sequences that are so repeatable as bits within the fight that Thragg has with any number of the coalition. Watch your tone, and it's just him pimp slapping Mark out of the reaches of space. Like I remember Omni-Man was still fucking flying ages out like when Mark had this shit happen to him. It has been very fun to watch Thragg, not haters, but Thragg doubters will say, actually like see the episode. I'm not gonna lie, man, Thragg was underwhelming as hell. You know, Thragg beating his dick off, gif attached. How can a man be this calm while smacking a shit and you don't think he's cold as hell? And then they have to pull up next week with the Gravity Falls apology video. Thank you, Skledemon.
I'm Stan and I was wrong. I'm singing the Stan wrong song. I shouldn't have taken that chance. Now here's my remorseful dance.
Thank you, Stan. So I was talking about impact frames earlier, which if you don't know the term, it's like when there's a really big impact and then they have like those like flashes of black and white shit that are the impacts of the actual hit and the characters involved. It just kind of like solos them out. It's probably existed before this, but when somebody says Thragg is the first dude in history to have a reverse impact frame, that probably doesn't exactly describe it, but like I genuinely haven't seen impact frames used in the same way where it's like a guy is supposed to take a big hit. You're just showing how much of a demon he is by literally showing how much of a demon he is. This isn't in the comics, dude. Like this shit just doesn't exist. Invincible will have the most rushed animations and then decide to lock in for 9 frames. This is the sequence. Thragg's big ass, normal ass forehead with the clean ass lineup, you know, respect to that at least. It goes to the black and white flash that you're actually pretty used to when you see it hits like this emphasized. And then they do something crazy where it's like you just see like, I guess we're gonna add like one color, the color of the blood of the Viltrumite Empire onto it. And yeah, there's his teeth, his skull, the definition of like the skeleton under his head. Why the fuck not at this point? Sure, dude. Invincible Season 4, Episode 7, Don't Do Anything Rash, is the highest rated episode of the show. And I feel like they chose this screenshot on purpose, man. Like it feels very, very intentional. I feel like this has just been a banger of a season. I don't think there's been a bad one. Like Season 2 is probably the weakest, but like just the story just keeps fucking escalating and happening. And straight teeth and a titty twister is a diabolical combo. I mean, if Nolan's dick can like reach up this high, like that dude is packing. If I was Debbie, I probably would have been trying to ride on that shit as much as like she ended up doing, man. I don't blame her. Is there a lore reason behind Thragg's hair being significantly taller in this scene? I didn't really notice this until like it got posted to Twitter and now it's fucking me up. Thragg Dimmadome, owner of the Viltrum Dimmadome. Thanks, man. That's you know, exactly what I was thinking. I'm really on the same page. The bit that everybody ended up getting into is like if you had doubts about Thragg, whether it was like his ability to actually fight or just Lee Pace's performance, I think pretty much all of those were assuaged like in the most recent episode. Even if you think he does some dumb things, it feels like dumb things a character like him would do. Like the Viltrum Purge like seems like the sort of thing a fanatic of the existing empire after its emperor is killed like would absolutely do. And once again, I have to give immense credit to the social media team behind the Invincible Twitter account. Like whoever's running that shit is just so in tune with the shit the community's actually talking about. Thragg addressing the fraud allegation, and they just photoshopped him at like a Senate hearing with the same glass of water I'm pretty sure Mark Zuckerberg was sipping on that everybody was bidding on like close to a decade ago now at this point. A side bit that has been happening because like there's always a new brain rot meme whenever like a new episode of Invincible comes out, instead of having the lack of a new episode, was Mark going, I don't give a shit about Viltrum, and you know, you just let Thragg hit the moves. I'm gonna be honest, like, I think I finished the comic, all 3 compendiums in like 4-ish days, maybe 5. And the way that the show, like, handles the storylines that it's doing, it's so different, man. Like, I'm, like, actively really hyped for how they interpret the things that I at least know the broad strokes of how they're gonna happen. I feel like I'm in a type of suspense I didn't expect to after knowing, like, what the story is technically already supposed to be. Like, I'm just hype as hell for that. You had people in TikTok comments using The Boys, the other Amazon superhero show with an evil Superman type, just using it to, like, make bits about, like, how they were always loyal to Thragg, and Grand Regent Thragg, you can check my phone. I defended you on fraud allegations posts. I was always on your side. And to sum up, like, how the transition was for a lot of people, like, they had their doubts when on the Battle of Telescria, he was just kind of, like, standing with his emotional support skull, and then, like, not helping the Viltrumites fight when they were objectively getting fucked up.
Fuck.
Like, you had dudes laughing at him, man. It was kind of disrespectful. Omni-Man misses one shot when, like, he was the hook for Invincible as a show that a lot of people had. Seeing him kill the Guardians of the Globe and then just absolutely wail on his son and being an impenetrable force of wanton destruction just fucked up a lot of people, like, when season 1 was coming out. And then Thragg is literally just chilling. And then you realize Omni-Man based his suit colors off the Grand Regent when he should have been wearing the all-white uniform if you wanted to be respectful. Speed gift, thank you very much. We haven't even gotten into what happened with Oliver. I'm, like, pretty fucking sick of Oliver, man. Not sick of him as a character, but it's like, dude, you literally had a whole pep talk about how, like, don't try to solo him. Don't let him separate you. You can't fight him. It's not like Conquest where you can outspeed him and get some good gut shots. This dude is made out of fucking vibranium. I want to wrap this up with a TikTok by Smitty the Creator. He made a video about the post-war recap with Lucan, who is the Viltrumite who got his guts slashed out in season 2 and then came back to just fight Omni-Man again anyways. One animation bit is that you can tell when the style very clearly changes because Lucan just looks cute as fuck in this image. Not even cute in, like, an I could eat you up sort of way, but in a cute, I want to give you a pat on the head sort of way. Like, why are you so wide-eyed with sparkling fucking pupils? Why do you look like you just clicked translate tweet on a banger in a different language that made you give a giggle, like, when you realized what it said?
I'm gonna make this quick because the Grand Regent don't know I'm making this shit, but another war, another victory for Big Luke. I walk away yet again, minor scrapes and bruises. Yeah,
he had, like, a broken arm, but that actually makes sense when you think about the fact that, like, more Viltrumites probably died in that one fight than have in, like, the last 1,000 years prior to all combined. Like, bro, they lost Conquest. They are, like, super on the back foot, which, like, spells terrible things for, like, what has to be happening on Earth now that we know they, like, went to ground there.
Nolan disemboweled me that one time, but are you really a Viltrumite if at some point you ain't held your innards in your hand? Exactly. Small pain to a G.
This is, like, more of a headcanon than anything, but I really like looking at, like, Mark's life, even though he was raised human, all the struggles he's going through as his own version of going through Viltrumite culture. Like, when you become an adult on Viltrum, your parents jump you and try to beat the fuck out of you and kill you, and if you sufficiently defend yourself, maybe one of them will stop killing you. Like, that was Omni-Man beating the fuck out of Mark and then eventually choosing to let him live because he's like, wait, I care about my family. And then him getting, like, disemboweled by Conquest, like, literally miles of intestines as rope laid out on the battlefield. Nolan's like, oh, this happens to every Viltrumite around this time. That's how he knows he'll heal. That's not canon by any means, but, like, it's actually funny to think about it.
Recover from that. You know what you can't recover from? Getting your head ripped off. Oh, man, what happened to your boy? What happened to your king? He was the leader, right? Got his head ripped off. Popped like a grape. That's what happened when you play with us.
Oh, God, this guy's fucking great. I hope, like, every time Lucan has a semi-major appearance that Smitty the Creator, like, steps back up because I like the way he writes about it. Not even to mention that he looks the part perfectly. Just cast this guy in the live action at this point. Anyways, that's all I got. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withany. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.